Hello and welcome to another Sunday night stream. Uh, Tonight we're looking at Fedora 41 Server. I had some, interest or suggested earlier in the week that this would be a good solution for a potential project. So here we are. I've got one installed, so we're only going to spend a few minutes on the installation procedure, and then we're going to jump to the uh, Fedora server that's already running. So let's say hello to the Peanut Gallery. Grish is here first. Welcome. David, welcome. And Terrell. Welcome in, everybody. So that's three, and the studio says there's four watching. So hello out there, whoever you might be that isn't participating in chat yet. So oh wow, we've got Catherine here. Welcome, and Nerd45. All right, so let me get rid of this watch. It's kind of bugging me right now. We're up to 8 people watching already. Must be my crazy concept for a thumbnail actually made some sense. Maybe, or else everybody's just a glutton for punishment and used to coming here every Sunday night. So let me share my screen and we can show the first part of the installation process, and then we will jump over to the running server that I already installed earlier tonight. So we're going to share this, and I'm just going to do that. Okay, so this is nothing that's going to be that new. Make that a little bit bigger. We're going to create a VM. And we're going to grab Fedora Server. And I guess I need to make that just one size smaller. Linux kernel. We'll add the QEMU agent once it's installed. We'll give it 40 gigs and turn on discard. And we'll give this 8 cores and 8 gigs of RAM. Network is fine. Confirm. Start after created. So, if you've seen the Fedora installation procedure before, it's a little bit different than several of the other distributions that use more of a common installer. So let's take a look at this real quick, and hopefully it'll kick off. There we go. It's doing its thing finally. All right. No harm, no foul. We just need to be patient, right? The question now is whether I put enough vodka in my orange juice tonight. Fedora 41, you start off, of course, you select your language. English is always on top. Why it does not choose this automatically when it's checked when you come to this screen, I will never understand. And then if we go to user creation, so if you noticed, this has an option: add administrator privileges to this user account. Wheel group membership. Require a password to use this account. So it doesn't force that, and the root account is disabled. So this is pretty common. And then you just begin installation, right? So rather than making everybody sit through that and through the power of spending a little bit of time on this earlier today, I do in fact have Fedora Server running right over here. And there we go. So the cool thing about Fedora Server that I find unique to a certain extent is that right from the first time you log in, even before you log in, it displays the web console URL. So if we bump over here, you have Cockpit, which is the web administration panel for Fedora and other Linux distributions. It just happens to come pre-installed on Fedora. On Ubuntu and Debian and others, you're going to have to add it as a separate package, right? So yeah. So anyway, I have not tried to join this to a domain. I don't have my Zenshell server up and running, or else we would attempt that tonight. But you can see logs, you can see storage, and different things about that. Networking. Again, this is pretty standard stuff. You've got accounts. You can add additional accounts. The root account does show here. You can enable that if you want. So you could say edit, and this says disallow interactive password. So you could make some changes here if you desired to. So along with that, you've got groups. You can create a new group if you so desire. You can create new user accounts. Easy stuff. Services. We've got targets, sockets, timers, and paths, which is all good. Applications. And you've got a list of things that you can install here. So we'll come back to that in a few minutes. SE Linux. So this is Security Enhanced Linux. Policy is turned on. It's enforcing. This is a beast unto itself. And it's probably something that there should be more videos on, but this is SE Linux is more in the Red Hat, Fedora, and derivative ecosystem. There's one on Debian and Ubuntu. I believe it's called App Armor. I don't typically use either one. Obviously, this is installed by default and turned on. I have not done any configuration on that at this point. We've also got a section for software updates, and I did run those earlier today. Automatic updates are not set up currently, so that's something you could enable. And then, of course, a terminal. Oh, excuse me. So, in a nutshell, that's what we've got for a base install of Fedora Server. All I've really done to this is just run the updates, right? The only other thing I did to it, I did install one package, and that was the QEMU guest agent, so that I could get the IP address showing up in the Proxmox dashboard, right? So, um, yeah, let's let me go back full screen and we'll see if we've got comments or questions, and then we'll play some more, right? It's all good. We might as well have some fun tonight. Okay, so um, got to get my Sunday night fix. I will install Fedora 41 Workstation on an older PC. I'm sure it will be faster than Windows. I've got no doubts in my mind. I have my OJNV as a double this evening. Yeah, I would probably call this a double. I was quite generous with with my pour. Um, so yeah, it's good. Um, I use Cockpit with all three of my Linux installations. Very nice. Very nice. One thing I like about Cockpit is that um, you can install it and then connect the instances together. So you've got, uh, even if they're differing distributions, you can connect the instances together and then have a centralized place where you can manage multiple servers from it. So, kind of a nice thing to have. Um, I don't use it probably as often as I could, but it it can be handy, right? I hate SE Linux. Always have issues with it. Yeah, um, I always hear of issues, and I get what they're trying to do, and I think for businesses running some sort of Linux, I think SE Linux is something that, they're going to have somebody that will deep dive into it and, learn all the idiosyncrasies of the system. But it's just one of those things I've never dug into that deep. I haven't to this point had a reason to. So maybe that'll change over the course of the winter, and we'll potentially look at it during another live stream, right? Um, not centralized mine. Not all are up all the time. That shouldn't really have an impact. It you'd just not be able to connect to the one that's not up, or the two that are not up. Um, I think it's, if I remember correctly, it you can use like any of the IP addresses and still have them connected in a fashion that, if two of the three are down, any two of the three are down, you could still log into the one that is up and um, make it work. See you later. Taking off and have no idea if mid-air Wi-Fi will even work. All right. Have a good flight, Grish. Appreciate you stopping in. Okay, so um, let's jump back over here. We'll come back into Cockpit. And I have not really spent a lot of time playing with their applications, right? So why don't we actually, before we do this, we'll take a precaution. Um, Always take a precaution, right? So that should shut down here in just a moment, and it's down. And we'll say take snapshot. I don't know. I'm not very creative with my snapshot names. Okay, so that's done, and now we can go back in and we can start playing, right? If all else fails, we'll just restore from a snapshot. It's all good. It's all good. So, make sure that is set to local scaling. So we'll, not that one. This one. Nope, not that one. This one. Reconnect. Okay. So we're logging back into Cockpit. It returns you to the last section that you used, apparently. Again, it's been a little while since I've had Cockpit fired up, so they've definitely continued to refine it since I last used it. So I do not want to switch to limited access. Let's go into applications. Take a look here. Okay. Excuse me. We have 389 directory server. This is a highly usable, fully featured, reliable, and secure LDAP server implementation. Handles many of the largest LDAP deployments in the world. So there's that. Anaconda installer. We got diagnostic reports. We've got files, which is probably what we're going to play with tonight. We've got image builder, kernel dump, machines, and networking, which is already installed. I think what we want to play with here tonight is files, and we'll go ahead and install that, and we'll just see what happens, right? So files is installed. Reload this, and that gets us access to our home directory. So that's our file browser. So we can show hidden files, we can upload files from the web interface. Again, I'm a command line junkie, so probably not something I would necessarily use, but you know, especially now that even Windows has Open SSH, the suite built in, so you've got secure copy from the command line, whether you're using PowerShell or the traditional command line. It's all good. So that doesn't home edit path. So we can create a directory. We'll say demo. We'll create that and edit permissions. So if we had other groups on the system, then we could share it with another group. But we don't have any other users on this system currently, so it's all good. So again, we'll take a look into applications. What's interesting here is that files is now showing twice, which is interesting. System, a file system browser for Cockpit. I guess I should have looked at that before I installed it. Oh, that's why it's showing twice, because we got it running. Okay, well, that's all right. Um, I would have thought, and maybe I'm being naive on this. Um, but I would have thought that they would have had something built in to set up more of a file server, which is what I erroneously thought files would be. But hey, it's all good. We'll jump over and take a look at the documentation for Cockpit and see what we can find out. Deployment guide, feature internals. Okay, so we've got configuration files, we've got the web service, TLS proxy, it's got desktop integration. We've got, some of this looks kind of fun. Single sign-on, certificate, smart card authentication, privileges and permissions. All right, that's fair. That just takes us to where we were. Oh, we've got the whole thing listed here. So, storage D. If available on the system, Cockpit uses storage D to configure and monitor storage disks, mounts, etc. on the system. Functionality is present in the Cockpit storage D package. Okay. To perform LVM tasks, you may have to use the various LVM commands, VG create, LV resize, and so on. That's fine. Storage D control. Based on a project called UDisks and added support for many more features such as LVM, iSCSI, Multipath, and Btrfs. Okay. So what have we got here? So storage logs. We've got storage here. New NFS mount. That's fair. Yeah. All right. I would have to spend some time playing around with this, but I think I get the basic idea behind what they're trying to do. I'd probably want to add some additional virtual disks to this, and then have a good play session one afternoon and just try to get a little bit more out of this. And then I can report my findings to all of you fine folks out there. But this looks like it could be fun. It's definitely come a good distance in development since the last time I really looked at it, right? So this could be kind of fun. Probably the resources I gave it were complete overkill. I almost guarantee they were, but it's just one of those things. The resources are available, the servers are already up and running, so why not? Let's see. This is services for the firewall. And I would have expected somewhere in here that they would have had the ability to just add general services to the server. Monitoring of LVM2 mirrors. Several of these are not running currently. I suppose we could start some of them up since we're having a good play tonight, but hey, nothing is sticking out that I really want to mess with it quite yet. QEMU guest agent, that's the one thing I installed. Alright, so let's go back to applications and let's take a little bit of a look here again. Subscription manager, storage, networking. Here we go. Machines. Manage your virtual machines. I think I've got nested virtualization enabled, but hey, we'll find out, right? So while we're waiting, the guys that have been working on the deck and the ones that tore down the old garage and everything, they actually showed up today. They came with a truck and a trailer, and they loaded up part, but not all, of the construction debris, or deconstruction debris, I suppose, as it might better be called. And took a load away today. So I've got a glimmer of hope that maybe they will get the rest of this cleaned up before that white crap falls from the sky. I'm not going to hold my breath, but I've got a little bit of hope. So yeah, I guess the other thing, and I think I mentioned it in the early morning stream yesterday, there's a chance I might get my car back tomorrow, which would be wonderful because I'm turning the rental in Tuesday morning. So we'll see how this all pans out, right? All right. I just found out the other night how to mount my SMB share as a drive in Proxmox. Nice. Yeah, do I have mine mounted as SMB? No, that's a backup server. On this server, I've got Freak, which I believe it's just got a couple ISO images on it. I think I've got a couple of disks on here. I got a bunch of disks on here. I really need to take those off and just put the ISOs over here. Anyway, what did I do? Disks, directory, and yeah, I mounted this to my Synology NAS to a shared directory over there. Or no, that's I take that back. That is not what I did there. I do have that mounted. Probably at this level. So, storage, yes. Freak. I did mount that SMB. So, it's just a matter of the IP address, the username and password, and then what content you want on it, and it just seems to work. I have not done deep testing on one of my other, I think on Node 3, which I don't know. I had an idea when I was naming these servers, but I did not join them to a cluster, right? But Node 3, I believe I've got a directory mounted on the Synology via NFS. So I have played with that, but I really should mount mount that from this server as both SMB and do a different folder as NFS, and then do some transfer tests and see which one is really faster. Generally speaking, but not all the ways, generally speaking, NFS is going to be faster under most conditions. However, I have not tested that out specifically in the context of Proxmox. So your mileage may vary. We'll put that disclaimer out. Jacob Johnson is in the house. Welcome. Just reminded me about something with that deconstruction story. I need to change the starting battery in my generator, which I have, but on the procrastination table. Oh my. Yeah. I'm curious. Okay, so here's a question that I can throw out to everybody, and then we'll go back to look at Cockpit some more. Given what we'll just say individual X has said about tariffs, give you some context. I am contemplating. I haven't made the decision 100% to do it yet, but I am contemplating pulling the proverbial trigger on getting a Rodecaster Duo before those tariffs get implemented, right? My question to anybody that might be either a fellow YouTube creator or have knowledge in the space of AV equipment and whether or not it goes on sale during Black Friday, does anybody have any insight at all whether the Rodecaster Duo might go on sale for Black Friday? I guess that's my question I'm going to throw out there. I have been looking at this device for about 6 months now, reading a lot about it, watching videos about it, and although I've been very happy with my little Behringer audio interface, I think the ease of being able to mute the mic if I've got a cough or sneeze, along with sound effects and voice changers and all that fun stuff, kind of make this a compelling device to want to acquire. I did see that there was one, it was an open box on sale at B&H photo and video that was $100 off. I don't know, there wasn't really enough context to tell whether the open box meant it was a return or it was a display item or scratch and dent. You know, the original packaging was mangled. I don't have the context on that, but I'm really considering doing this uh, before the end of the year. Although with the whole car situation, I probably shouldn't be spending any more money, but it's just one of those things that I would rather get it, even if I've got to pay the current full price on it right now. I'd rather not add 12+% to that due to tariffs being implemented and gouging the consumer, right? So, let's see. Yeah, I saw that you had got one, David. I'm a little jealous. um, so um, I believe you said you got a Shure SM7B as well, or seven. What other DB maybe? The DB is the one with the built-in booster. But with the Roadcaster, you don't need a booster. So, woohoo. Um, anyway, I threw in the chat the site where I got this sweet looking purple pop filter. I'll bring the site up now, so you can get it in a couple different shades of orange, neon green, dark blue, purple, or whatever that's supposed to be. I'm not sure if that's supposed to be peach or pink or what. But yeah, kind of cool. Something a little different than the black pop filter that comes with it. Um, they're not the cheapest pop filters, but they are a nice quality pop filter. Um, so, uh, consumer-ish stuff probably goes on sale at B&H Photo and might do it before Black Friday. Okay, I will keep an eye on B&H, and just see whether they drop a sale, because between B&H, Adorama, and the Amazon and Guitar Center, one of those places I would hope would do a sale. Um, you won't beat open box pricing. You still have a 30-day return on open box from them. Okay, that's good to know. I have a HP T740 Ryzen thin client with a PCIe capture card and OBS as a dedicated streaming box. Nice. Nice. Small but effective. So there's that website again. I've had mine on the procrastination table for nearly 5 months. Well, as long as you're setting it up now, you might beat me to the punch. But if I catch a sale, then I'll be setting that up like right quick. Um, have the Shure without the booster. Okay, that's the same one, just the 7B. That's the one I've got as well. I love this mic. I really do. Um, my goal is to use my Rode wireless transmitters to start out with. Yep. So, um, I've also got. Oops. I've also got the wireless Me system. Um, so uh, that I had those out to have them on the charger earlier today. So that's I really kind of like those mics. The fact that they integrate into the Rodecaster Duo real easy is a happy bonus because then if I need to step away from the Shure mic, I can go do something over on that table while we're live and still have audio, microphone access. Dun, 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 dun. I have a couple T740s, pretty decent performance. Nice. The mic is the next phase. Yep. Keep track of Sweetwater as well. They sell some video stuff too. Okay, I'm gonna BH. We got B&H. We've got Guitar Center. We've got Adorama and Sweetwater. Okay, so I've got all those sites open. And I will just, over the next few days, I'll just keep refreshing refreshing those pages and see. Right now, I think all of them are selling at full retail at $4.99. That one, yeah, $4.99 there. Doggone pop-ups. And $4.99 at Adorama. And $4.99 at Sweetwater. Well, hey. Yep, 41 is out. It's been out for a couple of weeks now. I've already done a video on... No, I haven't done that video. I recorded a video. I was very unhappy with the resulting footage, so I more or less scrapped that. So yeah, I plan to do a video on Workstation, but when I hit the deer and had to deal with car issues and body shops and rental places, it's amazing that I've got midweek news out and have done a few live streams. But I have not published a long form video in a couple of weeks now, outside of midweek news, which just keeps getting longer. But hey, everybody's going to watch that on 1.5 speed anyways, so it's all good. Ooh, Amazon is $4.58. Oh, $4.85. Yeah, I had a dyslexic moment. My apologies. So far, Amazon for the win. Yep, $4.85. I think OpenBox might be the best. Most of those B&H sit in a dislike case until they decide to sell it. Yeah. display case. My bad. TVJ's in the house. Welcome in. We're doing all right. 9 people watching right now, which I guess is as good a time as any to throw this up. Hey, like the video. I know it's obnoxious and yellow and in your face, but if it works, it works. Um, if it works, right? Um, so let's see. Lucked out 5 months ago and got mine for about $4.75 from Amazon. Okay. So it's possible that I will see that kind of price um, going into the holiday sales period. Um, I was looking for it for several months before. Yeah, I've been reading about it and watching videos about it, and I more or less decided to pull the trigger. Um, so I swear it was B&H that had. Oh, that's Guitar Center. I swear they had one. Maybe I missed the missed the chance, but I thought I saw one earlier for $3.99. I probably missed that. Somebody probably snatched it up already, which would not surprise me because it was a darn good price. Um, but that's all right. Desk saver cover for Rodecaster Duo. They want $80 for that. And this one is $29. I'm afraid I'll go for the $29 one. It's all good. It's all good. Um, from everything I've read and watched about the device, I mean, it would be worth the money even at $4.99. Oh. There it is. Open box from $3.99. Open box products have a limited 1-year manufacturer warranty. Podcasters, streamers, musicians, 4 faders, and vibrant colored touchscreen. More details. Does it say why it's an open box? Programmable smart pads. Kind of looking forward to that. Podcast friendly specialties. Somebody's dinging my phone. Accessories. Okay, that's not what I want. I'm very tempted to pull the trigger at $3.99. I just wish they had a little bit of context around what the deal was with the open box. I'm hoping it was just a display unit. In my next video, I was setting mine up. Okay. Look at Mackie DID Creator 2. Alonzo, welcome. Mackie DLZ. Oh, DLZ. Okay. Let me take a look at that. Let's bring that up on the Amazon. That looks much bigger. Yeah, that's a 6-channel. That's kind of overkill for me. And I'm not sure it would fit well on my desk either. um, yeah. That's an interesting thought. I'm not familiar with the Mackie brand. I've seen it listed different places, but I've never um, used one or talked to anybody that has had one, really. So, yeah, that's the open box one. Mackie DLZ has NDI audio. Interesting. Interesting. Yeah, I'll have to read up on those a little bit. Mackie used to be a very solid brand. Their stuff lasts forever. Nice. Good to know. Good to know. Um, all right. See how this recovers. Okay, so I've got my little dream of audio equipment upgrade. Um, yeah. Um, so I don't know. Um, I don't recall where I left things with the whole video game setup the other night. I think that was Wednesday. Um, so I got out my um, capture card, my USB capture card that I had been keeping in my computer bag. Just one of these little um, dual HDMI, one's input, one's output type jobs, not a terribly expensive unit. And the funny thing was, I hooked that up and hooked up the video game through that, set the appropriate mic and camera to this, and it shows up just fine. Unfortunately, I'm 99% sure that the underlying issue is with StreamYard because of the way they set things up. So if I had that hooked in through a secondary computer and joined the secondary computer to the stream, it'd be no problem whatsoever. I could use that as the camera and mic and have audio. If I'm doing it just from my one computer here, and if I have my regular camera hooked up and do this as a second camera, I have no use of my main mic. So, it's a little clunky. Um, I could get into playing with some audio routing software. Um, I've got a better idea on that now, but I still um, find it annoying to work with. We'll just leave it at that, right? Um, and we're up to 10 people watching right now. Thank you everybody for being here. We're at 56 minutes. We'll probably go to an hour and 15 or so. I've got a couple things I need to get done yet tonight, and try to get a good night's sleep. Tomorrow I am. Tomorrow's going to be an interesting day. So I've still got the rental car. I'll drive it to work tomorrow. Um, if they finish my car tomorrow, then I will. Since I won't get out of work in time to go pick up the key, and I've only got one key to that vehicle. Um, but if all works out, then my dad is available to stop through and pick up the key. I should be able to pay my $100 deductible over the phone, and authorize them to release the key to him. And then I'll have him hopefully come meet me here at the apartment, take me to the body shop, and I'll get to drive my car back here tomorrow night. Hopefully, fingers are crossed. Then Tuesday morning, we'll have the rental car back at Enterprise at 9 a.m. when they open. I'll drop that off, get dropped back to my car here, and then be able to be to work hopefully by 10. I'm supposed to start at 9:30, but um, the rest of the staff knows I've got the car issues that I've got to deal with, and I've got to work around the schedule of the body shop a little bit, right? So anyway, things seem to be progressing. I'm I'm relatively happy, although I lost like $60 over the weekend because I had the rental car and I didn't actually go anywhere with it, but it's all right. If I needed to go somewhere, I could have. I had a vehicle available, and that's why I had the rental, right? Plus to get back and forth to work. So, with a little luck, um, I'll make this fall into place this week and have my car back. Not entirely sure if I'm going to leave for Thanksgiving or if I'm just going to turn off my phone and stay home and try to catch up on a few projects and record some video footage. I'm kind of on the fence. I'm getting to the point where I'm a little bit over the 4.5 hour drive just for a couple days down there. So I may very well just stick this one out at home. Plus, I got word yesterday that the mother of one of my longtime friends that I've known since I was 5, his mother passed away yesterday. So it's going to be an interesting week. I don't know when the services are or anything yet. So you know, I had just found out a couple of weeks ago that she had cancer, and I didn't realize she was that close to going. But apparently she was, and so that's kind of a bummer. I'm just happy for my friend that he got 20 years more with his mother than I got with mine, right? So, but yeah, I guess that's that at this point. I need another drink. So, um, yes, I have Alonzo, and I having some fun with that. It's been one of the things that's kept me a little bit sane during this whole period since Halloween when I hit the deer. But yeah, I've been carving out a little bit of time to play with different pieces of gear, and then last weekend I was gifted a free 3D printer, which I have not got completely set up yet. So um, I've got plenty of projects to keep me busy through the winter. I'm hoping to potentially 3D print some Raspberry Pi cases. I've got a couple of bear pies around, and need to get them in cases. And then I've got a couple that I've got particular projects I want to do. Like getting the audio hat for one of them, and turning it into a little audio streamer box. But I would need a taller case in order to fit the audio hat in there and get everything to close up nicely. So I figured that would be a good 3D printed project to work on and just kind of bring everything full circle. And yeah, so definitely making some progress on projects and some equipment that I've been messing with, and just trying to get back into having a little bit more fun with this stuff, right? Um, I'm getting ready to start cycling out some of the oldest PC equipment that I've got. Because I think in the other room, I think I've still got a Core 2 Duo Dell monstrosity in there that I'll pull the hard drive out of and e-waste the PC itself. I don't really have any particular love for the Core 2 Duo. Wasn't really my favorite era of equipment, right? So I've got no worries on cycling that out. My 3D printer has taken away too much of the time I wanted to create YouTube content. Yeah, I can imagine. My goal is to integrate the 3D printer into my YouTube content. So, for instance, depending on how much noise the thing makes, right? If I can have it set up on this table over here, of course, I got to move some other computers and a NAS. But if I could have it set up over here on this table, I could take the OBSBot, and then when I do my little intermissions, instead of putting the intermission screen up, I can have that camera pointing at the 3D printer, and people can watch it print while I'm out of the room, right? So I've got a plan. I just need to execute the plan. um, I'm planning to go over to Grandstream at some point. Yes, and I've got a line on where to get one at a decent price. So, because I want to get my VoIP phones back out. I've got two VoIP Grandstream desktop phones, and then I've got a analog telephone adapter, ATA. And my dad has some old rotary dial phones still, so I'm going to see if I can't take from his box O rotary dial phones and bring one of those over here and set that up as a desk phone. One of them even has, they made, some of you may know this, some of you may not come from that era. But you would unscrew the piece that you talked into, and they had a replacement that you would screw onto that, and it would not only be the microphone type piece, but it would also have the touch tone keypad on it. So you could have your rotary dial, but you could have the touch tone adapter thing on there as well. I have an old Dell and old HP system that is ready for e-waste as well. Yeah. Very noisy. And I have one that's enclosed. Yep, mine's not enclosed. So maybe I'll have to put that in the other room and come up with another plan for streaming that during intermission time. I can always put it in the next room over. It was once upon a time a guest room, but I no longer have an extra bed, so it's no longer a guest room. It's more of a storage catch-all room at this point. So adding a 3D printer in there would be nothing. I was going to offer to you to make videos. Nice. I think I saw one of those touch tone adapters back in the day. Yeah. I don't know if I can find one of those. Touch tone for rotary dial phone. Let's see. Doesn't. Not quite what I'm thinking of. Yeah, none of these are quite what I'm thinking of, but if I can get my hands on that one, then I will show that off some night on the stream. Let's see, screw on touch tone images. No. Well, not finding exactly what I was looking for, but there are other options that do exist. So I'll have to see if I can, if he's still got that phone first, and then if he does, if I can pry it from his collection of stuff, because he's got more stuff than he'll ever be able to use again. So I don't even know what the technical name for it is, so MikroTik router board 3011. Yeah, I've always had sort of a love-hate relationship with MikroTik. You can still use a webcam, show 3D printer printing. I have several extra of those if you're interested. I've got a drawer. I've got a couple extra webcams as well. Otherwise, I'd take you up on that. The ones various companies sent me to do a review on. Yeah. My CFO says I have to get rid of some of the unused junk. Well, hey, it's all good, right? What else? Oh, completely not tech related. But hey, so some of you guys are married, so you might have might be able to give you a gift idea here. Um, so I recently I ordered a set of these. Let me share my screen. These are vented tempered glass universal lids for frying pans. Kind of interesting idea. I got to put them through the dishwasher before I can try them, but kind of an interesting idea. Kind of a universal thing that you can use on different size pots. And then the other thing that I haven't purchased yet, but I'm hoping to add to my kitchen stuff. Hand mixer. What do they call it? Splatter guard. So I saw this in a video where you've got your hand mixer and you've got this little do-jobby here to go over the bowl and keep things from flying if you crank up the speed a little too high too quick, right? So yeah, and that's only $10. So hey, if you've got somebody in your life that cooks, then that's an inexpensive gift idea for the holiday season, right? But yeah, I'm starting to cook a little bit more again. It's getting closer to winter, I guess, and um, I mean, yeah. So even though we haven't had that white crap yet, it's uh on one hand, I'm happy that we haven't seen it yet. On the other hand, I don't really want it coming, March and April as much. But if it could just slam the East Coast or hit the southern states and cause them to close down for a few days, wouldn't hurt my feelings any. The older I get, the less I'm interested in outdoor winter events and things. Um, if I build a Windows workstation, I will donate an RTX 5000. Nice. They say we may get white shit on Thursday. I don't want to say that four-letter word, Jay. I'll just refer to it as white shit. Um, and if you want to keep it down in there in the state that's round on both ends and high in the middle, then you can keep it down there. I have no problems letting you keep it down there. We're in a severe drought in New York, New Jersey, Connecticut right now. We will take whatever dripping or frozen. Well, yeah, I don't wish a drought on anybody. I know those West Coast folks have had their own issues the last few years with water issues and whatnot, but look at an Instant Pot. I use it every day, dinner in 30 minutes or less. Yeah, I've looked at them. I'm interested. Um, it's I think an Instant Pot would be actually more useful than my air fryer. Um, I kind of go in spurts with the air fryer. I haven't used it in a month, but there are times when I'll get out the air fryer and air fry some French fries or whatever, just as a snack. Um, Instapot is great, nice. Also, that was the nicest way anyone from Michigan has ever talked about my station. Round on the end, high in the middle. Throw it in, walk away. Yep. I did that with my crock pot today. About 3 o'clock, I threw in two good sized chicken breasts, a couple cans of pasta sauce, one red sauce, one white sauce, some Italian seasoning, red pepper, black pepper, uh, and it seems like I added something else to it. Let the chicken breast go for about 5.5 hours, and then made up a box of pasta. Drained that, threw it in with the chicken. Once I shredded the chicken and mixed it all up, and it was pretty good. It was pretty good. Um, so come back and eat. Yep. Oh, state. Must be you're on your phone. Ramen for the win. Yes, I do love a good ramen. Also, a rice pot is a must-have. I do have a rice cooker, just a small one. Um, I don't use it all that much. I guess I used it pretty hard and heavy when I first got it, and then I have kind of tapered off since then. The items I purchased for my sons. Well, hey, it's all good. All right, everybody, we are at about an hour and 18 and a half minutes. Is there anything anybody wants to see in Fedora 41 server before I wrap up for the night? I think this has been an interesting stream, and I had some fun with it. I hope everybody else got something out of it, and make sure this remote's off. And yeah, hopefully, knock on wood, I'll have some luck with getting my car back and getting the rental car returned, and then finding out when the services might be for my friend's mother. But I feel like I should make an appearance if they are having services. I should make an appearance at the visitation, because I've known their family for 45 years, maybe longer. I don't know. Um, I know we were in kindergarten together, so at 5 years old. So, um, you know, after 45 years, I feel a little bit like I should make an appearance. Um, no more servers for me. I downsized to QNAP and Ugreen NAS. Nice. Still milking my double OJ and vodka. Yeah, mine's down to like a quarter. You can't really see the level in the cup, I guess, too well, but it was pretty full when I started, which means I'm feeling just like going with the flow, right? um, when I think about retirement from a job working for others, Sunday nights are no longer stressful. Yeah, well, I think between now and Wednesday, I'm going to have more than my fair share of stress. especially with training a new kid tomorrow, or starting to train a new kid tomorrow. Um, he actually tried to tell me in his interview that a hard drive was faster than a solid state drive. Um, yeah. I didn't correct him in the interview. I bit my tongue, but at some point we'll have a discussion about that. Even a slow, uh, even a slow SSD is going to be faster, unless you're maybe talking like a slow SSD versus a 15,000 RPM SAS drive. But then you might get performance that's close, but he was talking like a gaming PC versus a laptop, and use that as an example to try to tell me that hard drives were faster than solid state. And it's like, dude, I've been doing this longer than you've been alive. No. No. um, um, so yeah, completed A plus trifecta. I earned 2 out of the 3. Of course, my A plus is grandfathered in forever, so I will always be A plus certified. My Net Plus expired during the plague, and I uh, if we had not got so caught up as a staff in the preparation for the bond that ultimately failed, I was planning originally to take Security Plus in October, which did not happen. So maybe in March, February or March, I can take it, and yeah, yeah, right. Yup. I'm not that much of a gamer, and what I do game is more old school type stuff than you know first person shooters and all that kind of stuff that's so popular these days. I just never got into that. Yeah, I also remember 5 1/4 inch floppy drives and all the different varying formats between them, and at least I didn't have to deal with hard sector 8 inch drives or anything like that I've heard stories about. I'm also fathered in, but I took them again. Yeah, my my previous job when I was teaching, they pushed me to take A plus and Net plus, and I got through both of those, and then it was 5 months later after they had me take those that they prematurely expired my contract. Um, so yeah, they are not out of business. So I guess I've got the last laugh. I wasn't there to ride the sinking ship down to the bottom of the ocean, so to speak. But hey, 15 years ago, I was hooked on SimCity 3000. Um, the last game that I got really, really like deep into, I don't know if I've got that. Uh, I do. I do still have that loaded on here. I don't know if it'll run. Open. Oh, look at this. Um, so I never got into uh, the Sim Cities, but I played Dune 2 on an Amiga back in the day, and so during the PlayStation 1 era, they put out Dune 2000, which was an updated version of Dune 2. So that was ported as part of the Open RA game sequence, or I don't know. It was ported, so it's available on Linux. It's available on Mac OS and Windows and all that, and it's free to play. So, connect to an RA forum account. I don't want to do that. Battlefield news. Playtest 2024-11-16. Welcome back, Commanders. Open RA team is proudly presents Playtest 2024-11-16. New features include but are not limited to improved map editor, higher quality Dune 2000 assets, significant performance improvements, new missions, and in-game EVA database. Wow. So I probably need to do an update on this. So let's just quit. But anyways, openra.net. So there's that, in case anybody's interested, right? I like Dune 2000, and I really need to update this, especially since it's just a couple days old, or yesterday, a day old since this release. But yeah, I may have to play this a little bit. So, let's see. I haven't created. All right. I guess on that note, since my drink is almost gone and it's been almost 90 minutes, let's call it a night. Hopefully, I'll be back on Wednesday and I'll have some good news to share about having my car back. And maybe I will have decided to pull the trigger on that open box Roadcaster Duo. I'm really considering it. So everybody have a great night, and we'll see you on Wednesday.